To achieve their long-term financial goals, many people decide to invest their money in the stock market since they can expect a high return. But for new investors in particular, investing can seem frightening and intimidating. Fortunately, there are a number of choices that are regarded as the best investments for beginners. Today, we will be looking at top 10 best investments for beginners. Before starting, make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Number 10. Mutual funds. Consider investing in a mutual fund rather than placing your money in individual funds. A mutual fund is a collection of investments in which you can purchase shares, and a manager chooses where to place the funds. By doing this, you can spread out your assets rather than placing all your eggs in one basket. Younger people tend to invest more money in equities since they are riskier but have greater long-term profit potential. Bonds, which are lower risk and can assist ensure you'll have a stable income at retirement, will become a larger portion of your investment portfolio as you get closer to retirement age. In order for the fund to concentrate mostly on equities when you are younger and shift toward bonds as you approach closer to retirement, you must select a target date mutual fund that allows you to specify your retirement date. Number 9. High-yield savings account. Consider creating a high-yield savings account if you want to earn better returns on your money but are hesitant to invest. A high-yield savings account helps you to optimize your return on investment without taking on the risk of investing your money because it gives a substantially greater APY than a conventional savings account. It's a good idea to explore around while looking for a high-yield savings account. Different financial institutions, like Marcus and Capital One, will offer various APYs, but choosing the account with the highest APY isn't always the best option. To help you choose the finest high-yield savings account, thoroughly read the terms of each one you're thinking about, keeping an eye out for details like minimum balance requirements or yearly fees. Number 8. Short-term certificates of deposit. A certificate of deposit is an alternative to regular savings accounts that gives a better annual percentage yield. A significant amount of money is invested in a certificate of deposit for a certain amount of time. During the time that the account is active, you won't have access to the funds without having to pay a fee. When the certificates of deposit you currently have matures, you have the option of either withdrawing the money or reinvesting it in another CDs. Certificates of deposit periods can span anything from 1 month to 5 years in length. Certificates of deposits with longer maturities typically offer higher APYs. Federal insurance protects bank certificates of deposit up to a maximum of $250,000 per customer. Number 7. Money market accounts. Another option with a minimal level of risk is a money market account, which belongs to a distinct subset of savings accounts and typically offers a higher annual percentage yield than a standard savings account does. One of the additional benefits of MMAs is the possibility to make withdrawals in the form of checks or by using a debit card. This gives you access to your money whenever you require it. Users of U.S. Bank have access to a competitive money market account option that yields a higher APY than a conventional savings account for low-risk savings while still allowing quick access to your money through the use of a debit card or check writing capabilities. This account option is available to users of U.S. Bank. Number 6. Index funds. Both index funds and mutual funds are equivalent investment vehicles. When investing in an index fund, however, rather than having a manager decide where the assets should be placed, the money will be placed in investments that are part of a specific market index. For example, the investments of an S&P 500 index fund would be made in the equity securities that make up this market index, which is comprised of around 500 of the most successful American firms. Index funds typically have a lower required minimum investment amount than other types of funds. However, there are a few well-known brokerage firms that do not mandate a minimum investment amount in order for clients to purchase shares of index funds from them. Number 5. Exchange-traded funds. Exchange-traded funds, sometimes known as ETFs, are investment vehicles that, like index funds, seek to replicate the performance of a particular market index, such as the S&P 500. Investors buy exchange-traded funds for a share price that fluctuates throughout the day, just like they would buy individual stocks on a stock exchange. The key difference is that ETFs are traded throughout the day. ETFs often have lower fees associated with their purchase and management compared to mutual funds. In fact, some brokerage houses sell ETFs with no commission at all. Number 4. Robo-advisors. A financial advisor that is powered by algorithms and that invests money on your behalf depending on the objectives you provide is known as a robo-advisor. Because this choice allows you to maintain a low level of involvement in the management of your investments, it is particularly well-suited for novice investors. Because they charge a lower commission than traditional advisors or brokers, robo-advisors are ideally suited for investors who are just starting out. Number 3. Investment apps. An investment app such as Acorns, Betterment, or Robinhood is yet another alternative that is beneficial for novice investors. You can add money to your account with these applications either by setting up recurring transfers or by adding your debit or credit card and rounding up your purchases. For instance, the Acorns app enables you to link your debit or credit card so that it can automatically round up your purchases to the nearest dollar and deposit the difference in your account. When your balance reaches $5, the application begins to function as a robo-advisor and begins to invest your money in ETFs. It is a hands-off method that works well if you are trying to try your hand at investing without committing a significant amount of money, and it is recommended for those who have this goal in mind. Number 2. Real estate. Real estate is the world's largest asset class, with estimates getting ever closer to a market worth of $300 trillion. Real estate, the largest asset class, may simultaneously present beginning investors with tremendous opportunity in a field that is generally well known. Real estate is one method to diversify your portfolio, increase exposure to various markets, and perhaps even start generating passive income for yourself. It can be a profitable investment over the long term. Investing in private real estate offers a low correlation to public markets, diversity, tax-deferred income, cash flow, and long-term appreciation. Number 1. Retirement plans. It's possible that contributing to a typical retirement account is the easiest way for novice investors to get started investing. In point of fact, it's possible that a great number of people all around the country have already begun investing without even being aware that they're doing so. There are numerous categories of retirement accounts, some of which are reserved exclusively for employees, others for business owners or people who are self-employed, and yet others for anybody and everyone. Even though each has its own set of benefits and regulations that make it stand out from the others, they were all created with the same goal in mind, which was to offer contributors special tax breaks in order to encourage retirement savings. That's a wrap for today's video. What are your thoughts on our list? Let us know in the comment section below. And make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more future videos.